Another day inside the world of Apex Legends esports, and more is changing, except for this time it's not just limited to North America. Obviously some North American updates in today's video, but also inside of the APAC region and many others to cover. Of course, like and subscribe if you want to stay up to date with all things inside of the world of ALGS. So Space Station came out yesterday. We did make mention that the ALGS transactions page kind of confirmed Koyful was going to SSG. I guess SSG got wind of that. Hey, it's already been spoiled. Battlefy is going to spoil all this stuff, so let's go ahead and make our announcement. So they did announce Koyful today. What a joyful day welcoming Koyful to SSG Apex. Then you also got the confirmation that Reedz was going to be parting ways with Oxygen Esports. They came out to say it was an end of an era. Thank you, Reedz, for playing a crucial role in the development of Oxygen. We know that you'll land on your feet. It is unfortunate, to say the least. I really like this team, and especially when you look at the history with Aiden and Reedz playing together. It's honestly the whole arena group. There's a lot of arena players that got so good at the game just based off of arenas, and then everyone kind of doubted them going into Battle Royale, right? And so I really like the history. It's unfortunate things didn't work out. I really thought they were going to be onto something whenever they got third place last year at one of the playoffs, but you know, it is what it is. Times change, things change, and rosters move on. Also, speaking of rosters moving on, APAC North getting a pretty big change. Northception, of course, going in with their changes. So Yuka Predator is going to be returning back to Northception. I think a lot of people are probably in favor of this, especially just whenever you talk about how big of a player this guy is and how much influence he has at the end of the day. Northception is definitely probably excited to have someone like him back on the organization. Of course, the question is, can they deliver results? I think at the end of the day, there's a lot of people inside of APAC North that we love, we respect. But, you know, even like Roy, you know, we love Roy, but unfortunately Roy wasn't delivering results, and things make, you know, sometimes rosters change because of that. So will this actually bring good results? Of course, that's always up for debate, but I am excited about this change. I do think it gets a lot more fan enticement involved as well. Also, they did come out to say that they had a contract expiration from their coach, and basically they would like to thank him and inform that he's basically going to be ending activities and moving on in the future. So very interesting changes coming from Northception, but honestly, it was APAC North in general. So the ALGS Battlefy transactions page shows quite a bit of storyline. So number one, I think it's important to note that you did have Sykes officially removed from Dark Zero. You had Imperial Howl moved into Dark Zero. Now, once again, just remember that Dark Zero is just the Battlefy team name right now. Of course, it is subject to change. We're expecting a Saudi Arabia organization to get involved here. Same thing goes with FCHON. Of course, FCHON with Pulverex. Pulverex going to be closing down operations. FCHON wasn't going to be on that roster anyways. But then we also see Melsera and Mia K joining in the Pulverex. So this is another team, a roster we've been following for quite some time. I don't think anyone's really surprised by this. There was already many leaks regarding this roster. Once again, in the Pulverex though, Pulverex not necessarily the organization itself, just the team ID that's behind Pulverex. So once again, you'll see that trend quite a lot over the offseason, because Reptar also same thing. So it is worth noting, yes, Reptar confirmed to exit, right? I think this just means more along the lines that Reptar will be playing with Fun and Knock. Exit more than likely, of course, not going to come back after they've already announced that they're going to be parting ways with the Apex Legends scene, which once again, another one bites the dust, unfortunately, but it is what it is. So I guess this is, at the end of the day, Reptar could technically go to be a sub or whatever he wanted to be, but obviously they're playing with the guy. I don't think anyone really expects a change to happen. They've been playing with him for quite some time. Why waste all this energy and then make a decision last minute to go with something new? Also wanted to mention the scrim results. How are teams looking? You know, at the end of the day, I know that scrims are not necessarily that serious, but a lot of the pros have been saying that, you know, they're all taking it a lot more serious than what was previously happening in times past. So the results are good. The actual quality seems to be better. People are actually taking it serious now that we've got the draft POIs. It feels a lot more like, hey, look, you got the Esports World Cup coming up. You cannot joke around. You've got Split 2 coming up. You cannot joke around. Our jobs are at stake, right? You know, people are losing their spots. They're getting sold out to, you know, organizations are backing out. They feel like they got to prove themselves. They got to really show up to win. So I like the ideology here. And actually, you do see some changes of narratives here. So first place for block 1, Edgers. Second place, Yup. Third place, most hated, right? A lot of challenger circuit representation here. Also, not a lot of organization representation here. So the top 4 are all non-signed teams right now. Edgers, obviously, I gotta say, yeah, first place, you know, challenger circuit, this, blah, blah, blah. These guys are no stranger to the top, right? We've seen Hambino, we've seen Chase and Presley do really good for quite some time now. Yup in second with a Civian and Co. 0. Then you've got Most Hated in 3rd, XSET in 4th, or XXSET in 4th, CCE in 5th, Stallions in 6th, Oxygen in 7th, Complexity in 8th, Ape Gang in 9th, Weave in 10th. Then on the bottom side, you've got Tripods in dead last, EC in 19th, TSM in 18th, LG in 17th, Furia in 16th, Elevate in 15th, NGNL, Skidmark, Not Moist, Dark Zero. Like, all the really good teams are on the opposite side of the scoreboard here. So very interesting storylines, to say the least. Then you go into the only organization to get top 3 in any of the scrims yesterday, Disguised. And then you've got XSET once again in 2nd place, Most Hated once again in the top 3. So congratulations to those guys. Yeah, you did have Dark Zero, you did have TSM and Elevate, Liquid, all those guys stepping it back up inside of the 2nd scrim. But a lot of people are commenting, look, hey, just let Timmy IGL from this point. So if you guys were not aware, Keon was playing in place of Design for this one, and Timmy seemingly having some success here as IGL. So interested to see what Disguise does at the end of the day. I know everyone's got an opinion on that roster. They want to see Design stick it out. Some people want to see changes. I think that Disguise as a whole, honestly, I think they've got too much chemistry to blow that thing up. And of course, we've seen that, he's going to be coming back, Design, but I guess things could always change at the end of the day. They still got time to make their decision, but we're assuming Disguise is sticking together. I would like to see maybe a little bit of a role change, maybe a little co-IGL action, more common rather than just Design, but will that work? I don't know. So also wanted to mention, inside of Pro League, Ape Gang looking for one for Pro League. They've basically moved on from Dan. Dan got a good offer and no malice feelings towards him. We are looking for someone to start trialing ASAP. So obviously, I know I got a lot of Challenger Circuit players out there, a lot of pro players, semi-pro players, whatever. So another Pro League spot has been open for you guys to trial if you are interested. So interesting, because Ape Gang is a team that I feel like doesn't get taken serious enough. I think they've got a lot of talent, and these guys could definitely make some noise inside of Pro League. They do pretty solid in some of the scrims. Sometimes can they keep it up? Always the question we're trying to figure out at the end of the day. Interested to see what your thoughts are about all the roster updates down in the comment section below. Is Oxygen making the right decision here? Is parting ways with Reedz the thing to do? Is there someone that you really want to see step in that place? Is SSG really the big heavy hitting super team at the end of this, or is it still Dark Zero? And let me know what you guys are thinking about the APAC North roster changes as well. And until the next time, we will see you all later, Gators.